Hello, fellow knife enthusiasts. I'm Cee, and this is
Jul.
Just Jul, and we are here with another epic episode. Today we're going to show you a mixture of different knives from Boker, ZT, Fox, Steel Wheel, and Kershaw.
We actually have a lot from the Boker brand this week. They just got tons of new knives in, so Cee and I just picked a few of our favorites to show you.
Before we start, we would just like to ask you guys to go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button.
And hit the bell right next to it to receive fun updates about our latest and greatest posts. And don't forget, we are choosing the person who's getting some free swag in just 3 weeks. So
we're also choosing the name of our show, Jul.
I know, but let's be honest. Who doesn't want to hear about how to win some free stuff? So, you guys better get your submission in soon. Just leave your idea for our name in the comments below, and who knows, maybe you'll get some free swag.
And on that note, let's talk about the table. Our first knife is the Boker Masada. Jul, what are your first thoughts?
Well, it's nice. I like the handle and I like the blade.
Wow. Could you just expand on that maybe just a little bit?
Sure. I like the black G10 material on this flipper's handle, along with the D2 steel blade. I also like the style of the handle. This knife is 9 inches overall, and if someone, say, wanted a fixed blade version of this knife, they're in luck, because Boker made one in this style of knife.
Well, that was better than saying it's nice. Though, we all know you're not extremely disappointed about not having that fixed blade version.
That's not true. I'm upset.
Really?
Well, I'm upset that we can't show the fixed blade to them, but personally, I prefer folders, you know that.
Yes, I know that. Well, anyways, the Boker Masada is a really excellent knife overall.
Excellent knife? Could you expand on that?
No.
Very funny.
I just think excellent is the perfect word to describe this knife. I definitely wouldn't mind adding it to my EDC collection. It reminds me of a Broas Enforcer, which I like that knife. Its size and styling is about the same. The curved handle gives this blade a unique personality. Is that better?
Yes, thank you. This excellent knife is only $99.71 on
AtlanticKnife.com. That brings us to our next knife, the Kershaw Seguin.
Seguin, Seguin, Seguin.
Okay. Well, now that that's over, let's get into the specs. This knife weighs about 5 ounces. Not a huge surprise considering the handle material is stainless steel, with a gray bead blasted finish that carries over to the frame lock portion. This feature is similar to the GT knives we did last week, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Can't remember exactly. Except the pattern was carried over to the pocket clip instead of the frame lock.
Yeah.
On that knife.
That's true. This handle is a bit different from the GT knives. Not just in material, but in the way the indentations are. It's really smooth in the middle of the handle with some line dents on the side.
You know, I really do like this handle. I actually think this is one that's easier to grip for Kershaw. I mean, it reminds me of kind of the Henderer, the Cryos, with the frame lock there. But these grooved ridges really give it some traction with your hand.
You know, I also like the small amount of jimping on the flipper stud right here for the exact same reason. It gives you just a bit more traction when you're trying to open the knife. The blade is little more than 3 inches, while the overall length is 7 inches. The 8CR13 MOV steel blade makes this knife just really easy to resharpen once you've used it a bit, and the PVD coating on the blade just gives it a nice finished look.
I would agree. You can't forget the black aluminum backspacer, which only helps to lighten the knife a bit. Did you know that Seguin is a city in Texas named after Juan Seguin? He was one of the people that first helped Texas become free.
No, I didn't. Our next knife on the table is the Boker Caracal.
This knife is about 8.5 inches overall, while the blade is about 3.5 inches. The knife also has a D2 tool steel blade.
No, caracal is a strange word.
It is a bit weird. Did you know that a caracal is a wild cat native to Africa with long, tufted ears?
No, I didn't. But caracal isn't a word that you would say do a shot to, unlike Civivi. But it does remind me of... never mind.
Of what? To go ahead and tell us.
Nothing.
We're all paying attention and
It
listening.
sounds weird. It's
not going to hurt. Just tell us.
okay. It reminds me of the word meningococcal.
The knife reminds you of meningitis?
Yes.
That is weird.
I knew I told you it was going to be.
We should get back to the knife before the conversation strays to places that none of us really want to go. Let's just talk about the handle of the knife.
Okay, the handle is G10 material, which comes in this very snazzy khaki color.
Khaki. Why not tan?
Well, I consider this an accessory piece as well as a useful tool. You want the knife to look cool as well as work properly and smoothly. So,
I agree. That's completely true. Everybody wants to look cool. This line and lock is also a flipper with minimal jimping on the top of the blade. The blade also has a blood groove that runs, about 3/4 of the blade.
you know, when I look at this knife, I see my standard EDC carry. Everyday carry.
I could see that.
I think I have to get me one.
It's almost green.
Almost.
Our next knife, well, I should say knives that we have on the table, are the steel wheel Lanners. Here we have 3 of them. We have the green one, the solid black one, and the plain blade.
I think I like the green one. Although I do like the red backspacer on the plain one.
Well, I figured you were going to pick the green one. Green's your favorite color.
It is. That's why I'm going to talk about the green one.
All right, do it.
Okay, this knife has a green G10 handle, a black D2 steel blade, and a black G10 backspacer. The full length of the knife is 8.58 inches. The blade length is 3.7 inches. It weighs 4.6 ounces. That's all I have to say.
And that's all I have to say about that.
I knew you would like that knife. The next knife is...
Grr. Grr. Okay.
the Lanner with the red backspacer. It has a black G10 handle and the previously mentioned red backspacer. Has a D2 steel blade. The full length of the knife is 7.48 inches and the blade length is 3.2 inches. It weighs 4 ounces overall. This one kind of reminds me of the Apache frame lock that we did a few weeks ago that had a red pivot cap. While this one has a red backspacer. Do you concur?
Yes, I concur.
Why didn't I concur?
It does kind of remind me of that one. It was the one with the tri-pivot cap. Yes, okay. Our final steel wheel Lanner is all black. It has a black G10 handle, a black D2 steel blade, and a black backspacer. This knife also weighs about 4 ounces. The full length of this knife is 7.48 inches like the other, same as the blade length is 3.2. I think it's time to choose which one of the Lanners is your favorite.
Well, Jewel, I have to tell you, I like my Lanners like I like my coffee. Dark, all black, and sharp. How about you? The green one, right?
Yes, I do like this one. But you know, I also like this one. because of the red backspacer. Although, like you said, I think the green one's still my first choice.
I'm sure it is. You know, we've told which ones we like.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to see what our viewers like about these knives. So we should ask them, what is their favorite Lanner?
You know, that's a great idea. Did you just think of that?
Yeah.
So, which Lanner is your guys' favorite? Tell us why, and in the comments below.
On to our next knife on the table. It is the Boker Farkas Bushcraft.
AKA Scott Farkas.
This knife is a fixed blade with a black micarta handle and a D2 tool steel blade, which is about 4 inches overall, while the whole knife is approximately 9 inches. The gray colored blade also has a jimping on top, which you guys know I like. The knife weighs about 9 ounces. And finally, it comes with a black cascading leather belt sheath. Now, I know you prefer folding knives.
Yes, I do.
But, other than this being a fixed blade, what do you like about this knife?
Well, first, I like that it comes with a belt sheath. It just makes it easier to carry around and use. I also like the material of the handle. Overall, if I was going to get a fixed blade, I'm not saying I would, but if I was going to, this one would definitely be a contender.
I would agree. It's a nice knife. But I prefer a longer blade on my Bushcraft knife.
I guess that's understandable. Peter Farkas designed this knife, hence the name Farkas. And this knife is only $98.96 on
AtlanticKnife.com.
Okay, our next knife is the Extrema Ratio BD2 Lucky knife.
Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
You know, I would feel lucky carrying this knife, although it would be no match for the .44 Magnum, most powerful handgun in the world.
You got a point there.
Anyways, this knife has a blade that's about 4 inches with a flat grind. Overall, the knife is 9 inches. The blade is black bowler and 690 steel and is 58 HRC on the hardness scale. The handle material is black anti-corrodal anodized aluminum.
Fun fact, anti-corrodal is an alloy that makes the blade more resistant to corrosion.
Fun fact, this liner lock also comes in desert tan.
What's unique about this knife is not only how thin it is, but also the dual flipper studs, which allow you to open and close the knife without touching the blade.
Really? Without touching the blade? Well, guys, I think we have ourselves a knife challenge. Yeah, we're going to see if Cee can open and close this knife without touching the front or back of the blade within, say, I don't know, 5 seconds? I think 5 seconds. Cee? Put 5 seconds on the clock. Okay. Are you ready, Cee?
I am extremely nervous. No, I'm not. I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, ready, set, go. Good work. That's one for Cee.
It was easy as Sunday morning.
Next in our lineup is the Boker Defender. This knife is a liner lock with a black G10 handle and weighs about 4 ounces.
The blade length is 3.2 inches, while the total length of this knife is 7.5 when it's opened. Has D2 steel, clip point blade with a stonewash finish, a flat grind, a recurve edge, and this knife is $92.21 on
AtlanticKnife.com.
The flipper was designed by Boris Manisharov and has a reversible tip-up carry stainless steel pocket clip along with large jimping on the top of the blade. And finally, it has a lanyard hole.
Always need a lanyard hold. You know, I am really liking the pocket clip. It just really stands out against the color of the handle. As I'm thinking about it, I think if there were a Hall of Fame for pocket clips, this one would be there.
A Hall of Fame for pocket clips?
Yes, why not?
You know what? There is a Hall of Fame for pretty much everything. And I think Britney Spears is probably in one of them, so why not?
Our next knife is the Zero Tolerance Model 0022.
This knife has a blade under 2 inches. It's made of CPM 20 CV steel. Did you break it?
No. Okay.
Okie doke. I'll hand it back.
Okay.
While the handle has a carbon fiber front scale and a stone-washed titanium back, this frame lock also has a steel lockback insert and a reversible tip-up carry pocket clip.
This knife was made in the USA. USA.
U.S. You stopped.
Yes.
Left me hanging.
Sorry. It also has a KVT ball bearing opening system and is almost 5 inches long. And it comes in just under 2 ounces.
Hey, Jul. It's that blue pivot cover accent you like again.
Oh, that's right.
It's very similar to the Kaiser Sheepdog we did last week, except this one is anodized. Not to mention this knife has barrel spacers that match the accent, while the blade and flipper stud have some jimping. This is the smallest knife that ZT has made, and it's priced at $200.
2 big ones.
2 bills.
2 hundies.
2 Franklins.
4 grants.
2 C notes. On
AtlanticKnife.com. You know, segue. You know, it seems most of the knives we've done today possess features of other knives we've done previously.
You know, I think you're right on that. However, our next and final knife is the Fox Predator liner lock, which doesn't remind me of any of our past knives.
Me neither. This knife has a partially serrated blade, which I believe this is the first serrated blade that we've done on the show. Am I right?
It's the first combo we've done. It's the first time we've done a Fox knife.
Yeah, it is. This knife has a black N690 CO steel blade, has an OD green handle and back spacer. It also has the jimping you like on the top portion of the blade and on the back of the handle where the locking bar is.
It has a deep carry, pocket clip, and a thumb stud, which, as you guys know, allows for quick, easy opening. It is approximately 8 inches overall, while the blade is 3.5 inches. The knife also comes in another version that is plain blade.
You know, this handle looks a lot like a grenade, and the locking bar could almost be a pin. It just...
Okie doke. Well, on that note, that concludes this week's show. We would like to thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to
smash that like and subscribe button and hit the bell. Please leave your comments down below about our name, your favorite knife, and any questions you guys have.
Ring the bell, and we will do our best to reply to any questions or comments that you have as quickly as possible.
Also, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Atlantic Knife, where you guys can keep up with what's happening here at Atlantic Knife.
And as always, we'll end it the exact same way. I'm Cee, and this is
Jul. And
Just
we're...
Jul. And she got too quick. She was going to say, and we're signing off.